Hi, my name is KathyLaDonna, and this is Soul and Vibration. Today is Saturday, Saturn Day, May 31st, and the energies in the day adds up and reduce to number 9 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. So on a day like today with the number 9 present, something has to come to an end, or it's time for it to evolve to the next level. And sometimes when it comes to some things coming to an end, we might decide that we're walking away from something, or we set a date where it's the last day that I'm going to do this or that. And then when we look, the energies in the day just aligned with it and we didn't even plan it. I guess the energies align. And on a day like today, some of us are called to either bring truth or attention to a thing so it could evolve to the next level, or straight up make space for something else. And with the day being the 31st, the number 31, the number 3 energy is creative, it's expressive. The number 1 is the beginning, but 3 plus 1 is 4. So there's this irritation around stability, irritation around foundation and security, and also something might be coming up around freedom. So, on one hand, we want to be free when it comes to something. And we feel like we would be more free if there was more structure where a thing is concerned. And some opportunities could be coming up today to show us how to bring more structure in our world. Whether the messenger or the lesson is coming forward in a way that's painful, in a way that's stressful, or in a way that's positive, pay attention today to how you're feeling. Because if you find yourself feeling irritated or frustrated in any area of your life, that's the area where you want to take a step back and reflect on how can you better secure the foundation. Today is a perfect opportunity to secure your foundation. And today something appears to come to an end, but you'll see that it appears to come to an end today, as tomorrow will be another opportunity to question something, and then Monday you reflect on the cycle, and then it won't be until Tuesday where it comes to an end. So something is coming to an end today, but there's this feeling of to be continued, or I'm imagining when the computer is loading because there's no signal. So it'll feel as if there's some delay today. So say someone decides today that they no longer want to partake in something. It's like you made your mind up today, but you fully didn't make your mind up today yet, where it's like today you might think it and you're going to spend the next few days reflecting on it. And it won't be until Tuesday or Wednesday where you verbalize it, because maybe when you verbalize it, that's it, there's no going back. I think of the person that might feel like, I'm over this job, but until you put your notice in, or until you say I'm out of here, it's something that's in your mind. So I feel like when it comes to today, we're reflecting deeply and entertaining, putting something behind us. And for some people, maybe today's the day that thing is that they put that thing behind them. But even if today is the day, it's it feels like it doesn't fully come to an end yet. Where I think of say, in someone's situation where there's a roommate situation, someone is deciding that they're moving out today, but it's you might have left today, but you're not done getting your things until Tuesday, or the person leaves today, but they're not done getting their things until Tuesday, and maybe it's Thursday for some people, but it's that kind of energy. So when it comes to say the spirit guidance pertaining to today's energy is the cosmic egg, and the cosmic egg comes out in the reversal position. This is the cosmic egg in the upright position. So with the cosmic egg coming out as spirit guidance, I feel like for some people today might be a day where some people are trying to come up with an idea for something, or I think of trying to create a beginning on a day like today that is dedicated to releasing. And with the energies in the day adding up and reducing to the number 9 vibration, the number 9 is an energy that when operating in a lower frequency, it struggles with ending. So this is where a person will want to tiptoe around a situation or a person because they're afraid that if they allow themselves to be seen, maybe the person's going to break up with them, or something's going to come to an end, or something. They're going to have to deal with something that they don't want to deal with. So I feel like with some people could find themselves in a situation today where they're avoiding rocking the boat, and probably even walking on eggshell, trying to avoid an inevitable thing that will play out as the days go by. And with the cosmic egg energy coming out, whenever I see the cosmic egg, it reminds me of the number 0. And 0 for me reflects possibilities when it comes to a thing. And possibilities for me comes down to like planting a seed and being intentional. So it's like, what kind of seed are you planting? Where you can't plant an apple seed and expect to get a mango tree. It's not happening. So it's like, we have to be intentional. And on a day like today, with the cosmic egg coming out in the reversal position, it brings me to the thought of someone wanting to avoid dealing with the matter that's at hand and is scrambling for a new beginning or a solution, when today's a day that deals with just releasing and letting go. It's like today calls for some kind of surrender, where for some of us, we wake up, we feel a little bit irritated or frustrated or annoyed when it comes to something. And we just have to surrender and allow for things to flow, because the change that is necessary is going to flow in whether we want it to or not. The only thing we could do is pretty much try to delay that ending. It would remind me of like the death card in the reversal position, trying to avoid an inevitable ending. And it's a matter of surrendering. Today's energy calls us to surrender to the truth of whatever it is that we're feeling. Saturn is the ruler of today, because Saturday is associated with Saturn energy, and Saturn is at 0 degrees in Aries. So with Saturn energy, Saturn deals with time. So there's big emphasis today around time. But I feel like with Saturn in Aries, the time to me has everything to do with patience, where some of us might want to bully ourselves or speak negatively to ourselves or about ourselves, about how long something has taken or why we aren't in a certain place yet. And it's like, you need to be patient with yourself when it comes to time. If you didn't watch yesterday's message, check out yesterday's message, because in yesterday's message, I spoke about timeline and the importance of reflecting on, say, your last 9 universal and 1 universal year to understand certain patterns within yourself. Because some of us might be hard on ourselves today, feeling like, we haven't done enough. Where if you reflect on your timeline, you'll realize that you've been coming along just fine. You've actually achieved a lot. And when it come to certain things, there's probably slow change when it comes to certain things, because maybe, Neptune played a part in the slow change around that thing, or Pisces played a part in the slow change around that thing. And the reason why I'm bringing in Neptune, Pisces in the 12th house, where we all have Neptune within our chart, we all have the 12th house within our chart. Because some people, depending on how they'll read the chart, they're like, well, I don't have no Pisces in my chart, so this don't apply to me. We all have all the energies within our chart. And the reason why I mentioned Neptune, Pisces, 12th house energy, Neptune, Pisces, 12th house energy could reflect the caring, nurturing side of us, and that side of us that could be so selfless to the point that we make excuses for people, or we make excuses for things, or we make excuses for ourselves. It could reflect a lack of accountability, and I feel like the lack of accountability could reflect in the lack of structure or boundary there is when it comes to Neptune, Pisces, 12th house energy. So because there's no structure in a thing, we can't see our role in a thing. So a thing might have took a decade for the light bulb to go off, or it might took a decade for a person to realize that, they're a part of some kind of toxic dynamic, whether it is through their work, their career, their relationship with food, money, whatever. But it's like unconscious about their role in a thing. And it took that long for a person to recognize, like, wow, like I haven't been seeing a thing for what it is. And I think of Saturn leaving Pisces, and within the last 2 years or so, when Saturn was in Pisces, I feel like for a lot of us, we had the grand finale where our eyes opened to certain things where we couldn't see the truth because there was no structure. And I feel like there was no structure or boundaries, but along with no structures and boundaries, I think of how Pisces energy could be such an emotional energy. to the point where we're too attached. Because when we're too attached to a thing, when there's too much emotions pertaining to a thing, we're not able to discern properly. And I think of how some of us could have, say, strong Pisces, watery energy within our chart and could be very psychic and intuitive, but get it wrong most of the time or half of the time because they're too attached. Where for me, in order to discern properly, we have to detach to discern. And I feel like with Saturn moving through Pisces for the last 2 years or so, it created that boundaries. It slowed things down and created enough space for us to detach from certain things in order to see the truth. So wherever Neptune is in your chart, whatever's in your 12th house, and wherever Pisces is in your chart, you know, with Saturn passing through, it may have helped to see certain things about yourself that you didn't see clearly. Where I think of, like, say, the person maybe 9 years ago or so, they may have went through some financial hardship and they find that they're still going through the financial hardship now, but you know, something clicked for them where they know that they won't be going through that anymore, because before they couldn't see their role in a thing. They couldn't see how they were showing up or how they were contributing or what they were doing to play a part in that. So with today being Saturn Day and Saturn and Aries help to slow things down for us to see ourselves in a different light. And with Neptune energy there, Neptune does bring the opportunity of manifestation and visualization. It's a dreamy energy. But, you know, like I was saying with Neptune, Pisces, 12th house energy, it could be an energy that lacks structure and order so much to where we're all over the place where a thing is concerned. And with Saturn energy there within Aries, we're able to visualize and see ourselves in powerful ways, but also have the structure to go about making certain things happen. So on a day like today with Saturn energy, there's something around time and reflecting on ourselves as individual pertaining to time and our role and why something took so long or why we want something to hurry up. And with the tarot, we have the Ace of Wands energy in the reversal position. So with the Ace of Wands coming out in the reversal position, just like the cosmic egg, for some of us might want to push for something to happen today. And to me, today's an energy to just surrender and let it be. Surrender and just let it be. It's like, imagine you're in the swimming pool and you're floating. Those of you who know how to float know that in order to float, you have to surrender. You have to surrender to the water. And I feel like today's a day where we spiritually surrender to whatever is happening. We emotionally surrender to whatever happening. Whatever is ending, we allow for it to end. Where naturally, if you're the type of person where your default setting is to try to fix it or try to bring them back or bring things back together, just let go. Like, I feel like today is a day where someone, you know, reflect and observe a friendship, observe a connection, and ask yourself, like, if I didn't carry the weight of this relationship or this connection, would we be friends? You know, today's a perfect day to really like surrender and just allow for things to play out in front of you and not try to control, change, or fix in any way. The moon is in Leo, and depending on the time that you watch this, the moon is going to get closer to Aries, to Mars. And for me, with the moon in Leo with the moon conjunct Mars in Leo, to me, the moon is our inner world and it reflects how we're nurtured. And this energy could cause us to be impulsive. And I guess I see with the cards that came up where some of us want to do something. We want to do something for the sake of doing something. And we have to challenge ourselves to just surrender and be still. With where the moon is in Leo, we're nurtured at the thought of having courage and being bold and taking action. It positively speaking to the sun conjunct Mercury in Gemini, we might want to get out, socialize, and connect with others. And it's also positively speaking to Saturn conjunct Neptune and Aries. So where the moon is, there's a level of confidence. There's this level of confidence pertaining to socializing, expressing ourselves, connecting with others, and being seen to a certain extent. But the moon is opposed by Pluto in retrograde in Aquarius. So I feel like the opposition that's being made to the moon, some challenges that can come up today where it feels as if like we have to choose between us and them. There's some major changes that are happening when it comes to our relationships the people that we're connecting with, like the people who are part of our circle, who we want a part of our circle. Like I think of like, say someone coming to the realization about a family dynamic and asking themselves, if we weren't related, would we be friends? And coming to the realization that they've been putting up with a lot within the family just because of the name of family. But if you took away the title of family and look at the fact that if we weren't related, would we be friends? Do we have a real friendship? You know, a light bulb moment might go off for some people. And I look at that opposition between Pluto and Aquarius, and Pluto is helping us to be honest when it comes to the groups that we associate ourselves with and mature to the point where it's like, you know, titles and seniority isn't going to be enough for me to subject myself to this group or this community or any of that. And with the moon conjunct Mars and Leo, it's like we have the courage to choose ourselves. We have the courage to put ourselves first. We have the courage to make the changes that are necessary. And Mars, I love how Mars is positively speaking to Venus conjunct Chiron in Aries. I've been speaking on that and how Venus conjunct Chiron in Aries, we're becoming aware of our wounds, collective wounds that we have, and realizing the blessings that come with our wounds. Because it's like, if we didn't go through this or that, we wouldn't have went through that spiritual awakening. Let's pause for a bit. I am proud of the services that I offer and excited to tell you about them. If it would be your first time booking with me, then I recommend the natal chart and numerology awareness coaching session. For a while, that was the only service I offered, along with the 30 minutes tarot reading, which is still available if you're interested. I noticed the pattern. At the end of the natal chart and numerology coaching sessions, some of you would ask me for a follow-up service options for additional clarity and guidance to assist you with whatever you're going through at the moment. I kept saying, I'll look into it. I don't know why it took me so long. Finally, I have created that option along with the service option to book a solar return chart reading for those of you who are strategic and like to plan ahead. Everything you need to know is within the description box below. Let's get back into the video. So it's like, if you wish away the wound, you would wish away your spiritual awakening, or you would wish away becoming aware of your spiritual gifts and things like that. And you wouldn't wish that away. So you celebrate and you're grateful for the things that woke you up to that. And I feel like with Mars and Leo, it's like, I think of the person like looking at the scar that they have, and it's like the scar is almost like a badge of honor. It's like, that's what I'm seeing with this energy here. And, you know, the only challenging thing that I see that stands out is, you know, like I said, the moon is opposing Pluto. So it's a matter of me versus them. And, you know, I feel like we're having the courage to choose ourselves. And Mars squares Uranus and Taurus. And with Uranus and Taurus squaring Mars and Leo, Uranus and Taurus reflects sudden and unexpected innovative changes that are happening when it comes to everything in our material realm. The world around us is changing, and Mars and Leo energy wants to focus on self. And I think of like, you know, us having to deal with adult type things. Certain responsibilities come up as the world around us change. But when it comes to, say, the challenges today, for me, the challenges today don't feel like anything major. The biggest challenge to me today comes down to like surrendering and just allow for the chips to fall wherever they may, allow for things to just flow wherever they flow, and not trying to step in and change it in any way. It's like allowing, it is what it is type of vibe is what I'm getting for today. Or for me, the motto today would be, it is what it is like accepting things to just be what they are. It was a pleasure sharing this message with you, and I would love to hear from you. And you could do that by dropping me a brown heart in the comment box below. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.